Hey everyone, so today we're making Parmesan crusted chicken drumsticks and lemon pasta. Let's jump right on into the video. So the first thing we're going to do is make the chicken, and we're just going to go ahead and crack 4 eggs. And we're just going to go ahead and whisk these up. We're going to go ahead and add about 1/4 cup of milk. Now to this, I'm just going to add a little bit of salt and pepper because we are seasoning our flour and our breading. There's a couple cracks of black pepper and some salt. And then mix one more time. And then to your flour, this is about a cup of flour. You're gonna add a 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/2 teaspoon of dried basil, maybe about 1/4 teaspoon of dried thyme, and salt and pepper to taste. You're gonna mix that up. Now you're gonna go ahead and season your breading. So to this, I'm probably gonna add maybe about a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. You can use either like the finely grated Parmesan or this, whatever is available to you. And then I'm also gonna go ahead and grate some lemon zest into here. This is gonna add an extra depth of flavor to the cheese and the chicken in this breading. So just zest 1 lemon in here. And it's also gonna match with our lemon pasta very nicely. Okay. Then you're gonna add about, again, 1/2 teaspoon of onion, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic, or tablespoon, sorry, 1/2 tablespoon. And I already have Italian seasoned breadcrumbs in here. Salt, I'm not going too heavy on it because, like I said, there's salt in the eggs and the flour dredge. And then you're gonna go ahead and mix this so it all gets coated evenly. Now just set up your dredging station, and you're gonna take each chicken thigh, these are already thawed, and you're gonna place it in the flour, then in the egg, and then you're gonna roll it in the breading mixture. Make sure you coat well. And then go ahead and place it on your baking sheet. And then you're gonna repeat that for each piece of chicken. Flour, egg, chicken. And repeat that over and over. And then you're gonna go ahead and bake the chicken at 420 degrees for about 35 to 40 minutes. But of course, always check the internal temperature of your chicken. I do have some pasta water boiling here, enough to boil macaroni, and I'm only gonna do about a 1/2 tablespoon of salt into the water, You want to salt it well because that gives flavor to your pasta. So now for the pasta, you're gonna go ahead and zest and juice 4 lemons. I already zested them. I think I can get a little bit more from this one though. If you don't have a zester, you can just use the fine part of a cheese grater. You don't want the seeds in here, but you can just go ahead and fish them out with a spoon or a strainer. I do have a lemon juicer. I just didn't want to use that because I know a lot of people don't have that, and I wanted to show that you can do this with literally like minimal kitchen supplies. So I'm just gonna fish them out. Not super hard to do. Also, I went ahead and picked about 4 or 5 basil leaves for my garden. You can use 1 or 2 depending on how much you like basil, but I love a good basil taste. So to this pan, you're gonna turn it on low heat, and you're gonna add some olive oil. I like to coat the bottom of the pan pretty much. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add about 3 tablespoons of butter, and I'm gonna melt that. And while that's in there, I'm gonna go ahead and add about 2 teaspoons of garlic. And you're gonna let that all marinate in there. And as that's going, you're gonna go ahead and add some crushed red pepper, again to taste. Some people don't like really spicy. I go midway with mine. And then I'm also gonna go ahead and add some cracked black pepper. Some people do either or. I like both. And again, salt. I'm gonna go ahead and add my pasta here. And to that, you're gonna go ahead and add some of that boiling water. Again, you're gonna add water as you go so that the macaroni cooks thoroughly. So I did go ahead and I used thin spaghetti. The reason I like to use this method of cooking the macaroni is because it's a lot harder to overcook it, and at the end it still has a decent amount of bite left into it. It's like perfectly al dente. So once it gets to about this point, it's not quite ready, but almost, I'm gonna add all that lemon juice and all of that lemon zest. Again, that was the zest of about 4 lemons and the juice of about 4. And then we're gonna go ahead and mix that up. And then we're gonna go ahead and I rip my basil. I'm gonna rip up some of that basil. Some people use 1, I use about 3 or 4, like I said. And then again, mix that up into there. So again, in doing this, it sort of melds all the flavors together so you don't lose any taste. And right when it gets perfectly al dente, you're gonna add a little bit more Parmesan cheese. Again, eyeball it. I don't always measure everything, just enough to coat the top. And you're gonna mix it together and your pasta is done. Perfectly cooked, not overdone. Still juicy, and it'll get slightly creamy with that cheese. Super flavorful. Okay, so our pasta and chicken is done. The chicken reached an internal temperature of over 165. So I'm just gonna plate some pasta. Try to make it look a little pretty. And then we're gonna take some chicken. And a little bit of extra Parmesan on top. Maybe that's just a little bit more lemon. Zest a little bit more. So I'm just gonna go ahead and try a little bit of the pasta because I haven't yet. Perfect. And the chicken. So good, perfectly crunchy. And you can taste all the flavors. So yeah, that is my Parmesan crusted chicken and lemon pasta. I hope you enjoy.